Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome back to PhD, the podcast.
Have you been enjoying us? Missing us?
Loving us, perhaps?
What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Hey, we just want to come in saying, if you enjoyed that last episode, if you listened, if you're still here, first off, thank you. If your opinions aligned, if they didn't align, whatever you thought, thank you for listening. Thank you for understanding. And if they didn't align with your opinions, thank you for respecting each other's individual opinions.
We can have a dialogue here.
We can have a dialogue.
That's what learning is. We can have a dialogue here.
So, speaking of dialogue, placeholder.
Yes.
We've kind of got a little bit of a quacky, wacky, and quirky episode today.
Let's be honest, folks. Today we're talking about farts.
We're talking about farts.
Doo-doo.
We're talking about how your heart moves blood to your brain.
That's right.
How your brain makes your peen go up.
Go insane.
I don't know how we got here already, but let's not go too far that way. Let's bring it back.
We have a topic for today.
How our kidneys filter salt.
Oh. How sometimes there's not enough water and you get little stones in your kidneys. That's right, folks. Today we're talking about physiology.
Physiology.
I think I said that right. Physiology.
Yep. So physiology is the study of the branch. Well, it's a branch of biology that deals with the normal functions of living organisms and their parts and studies how those parts work. Not necessarily like the actual anatomy, but just how those parts kind of
They interact with one another.
Exactly. So we kind of had an interesting time, an interesting episode, and we've got a lot of things to talk about. We've got a lot of opinions. We've got a lot of opinions. Wait, did I say that twice now?
Yes.
I said that twice. Sorry. I'm a little concussed.
Oh.
Always.
He is in a constant state of concussment, I think. Is that the right word?
Yeah, concussment. I've had like 8 of those Johns, and so...
At some point, they stick around.
They stick with me.
I am perfectly fine within my own brain, which might be more concerning.
Yep.
But we'll come to that conclusion down the line.
We'll come back later.
That's what they call a thesis.
A thesis.
Page.
And you know what? That's one of the things that we're kind of studying today in the physiology is actually our brains.
Our brains and our bellies.
So, placeholder. What is one of the first things that you kind of wanted to talk about with physiology? I know you came to me, you said, DK, I've got something that I need to speak to the world.
Folks, have you ever had a tummy ache?
Have you had a tummy ache?
Because we here at the PhD podcast,
We've got those.
We in droves.
Crazy style.
I've never seen so many tummy aches. I've had more tummy aches since I moved down here than I had when I was in my other place. Again,
if you took the test,
you took the test, you know. If you didn't take the test,
fuck you. Boom. Gone.
That was, fired. Or what do we do? Expelled.
Expelled.
That's
exactly.
Right.
So, that's actually an interesting thing that you say that. But me personally, I'm the king of tummy ache. Okay?
That's right.
Anybody that knows me, they know king of tummy ache over here. I can't, you know what they say? You can be a baddie or you have stomach issues. Or you don't have stomach issues, sorry. And let's just say I have lots of stomach issues. So, placeholder. We're talking about how our tummy likes to contort, contrast, and tear itself apart. And, you know, the things that we've done in our life, the things that we've experienced in our life while dealing with this.
Yes. And I don't actually really have a reason why I just had a tummy ache this morning, to be honest. But
you really just wanted to talk about tummy aches? There's actually no deep reason.
There really isn't. And I'm trying again. I've actually been having more and more stomach aches like since I got here.
Do you think that's like because of the food that you're eating? Like, are you eating a lot differently? What do you think?
I don't know. I wonder if it also has something to do with like maybe just my body changing as I grow.
Right.
Maybe it's all the beer that I've had, the increase in beer and alcohol of the such.
Okay, well, here's an interesting digestive fact for you, okay? Now, I'm not 100% positive that this is true, but I'm pretty sure that it is, okay? So I don't want to say it's 100% true, but we can fact check it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, we're the experts here, so actually, it's
We are
right.
the experts here.
It's right. I'm saying that it's right.
He's correct in what he's saying.
But basically, so I'm taking my glasses off. I'm gonna charge them real quick. But humans originally didn't really drink like dairy milk or anything like that. Like, there's a bunch of food that we never really ate when we were like, fucking bunga bunga mode. And so, as we kind of like domesticated cows and shit, and we started drinking them, we kind of like just like became tolerant to it. But there's a lot of people who are lactose intolerant. And there's a lot of people that, like, the older you get, and just, like, in general, everybody, the older you get, your lactose tolerance kind of, like, goes down in general. Because, unless you kind of, like, I don't want to say, like, pace yourself, but I guess if you, like, drink, like, a bunch of lactose to kind of keep that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Right.
So I remember seeing, this is a clothing brand, I guess, but...
Lactose? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's weird. But there's something in your body that when you're a baby, because obviously, what is milk? It's fat. It's calcium.
Yep.
And I think it's protein. What?
Yeah, it's got like a bunch of shit in it. It's a
stew. It's a nice growing stew for babies, for mammals.
I know though. I also read something else though, like. When you drink milk, most of it doesn't actually, you don't get most of the calcium because of, like, it's so inefficient because of, like, cow's milk, like, isn't actually designed to work with our body, so you don't actually get, like, any of the calcium anyways.
And that's another thing is, but that's weird, huh? Is that we still drink other animals' milk?
I mean, a lot of people don't, though. That's the thing is, like, have you noticed that, like, before, I feel like it was weird for people to be lactose intolerant? Like, I feel like it definitely wasn't as prevalent. Like, there used to be, like before, for example, like, there just used to be, like, almond milk. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, okay, now they've got lactose-free milk. Now they've got almond milk. Now they've got oat milk. Now they've got, like, they've got, like, any kind of milk that you can think of. Like, they got goat milk. I mean, they've got, like, fucking everything. And I mean, like, maybe I guess did have those things before, but I feel like it's definitely, like, become more and more prevalent that more people are drinking
like not dairy.
Dairy but not cow milk specifically.
Because
every other milk doesn't have lactose in it. Like almond milk, like our titty milk doesn't. Like if you went up and just sucked, hey, don't do this, okay? Don't do this because you will get slapped. And you will go to jail.
And before you can continue with what I know you're about to say, rephrase it.
I'm not rephrasing it.
Episode 2 was insane. Last episode might have been off the wall. We have a track record already.
Here at the PhD podcast, we're off the walls.
This is a school of thought, and Philosophy often forms after I say what I'm about to say. So you know what? Say whatever you're gonna say.
Sometimes, if you were to just go latch onto a tit and just suck it,
suckle.
Don't do that, okay? You will get slapped and you will go to jail. Well, unless it's consensual, of course.
Depending on what side of the state you're on.
If there's consent, there's no lactose in that milk.
Really?
There's no lactose in regular milk. I'm pretty sure, like, one of the only, like, mammals that has lactose in it is fucking cows.
Huh.
Don't call me on that, though.
Okay, well, you're the expert.
I am the expert.
Although, I suppose...
Isn't that kind of, like, an interesting thing to think? Look up and see. Were humans naturally lactose intolerant? Or tolerant, not intolerant.
Are humans naturally lactose tolerant? Because I think they're not, right? Because I think you're supposed to outgrow, like wanting or being able to digest milk at some point because you're supposed to move on to like real food.
Yeah.
The only reason that we still drink milk is because agriculturally. Like it is still protein juice, you know what I mean? It is still nurture.
See, and the
juice.
thing is, milk honestly is like gross. Like it grosses me out because it is like you're literally drinking like a protein stew. Mm-hmm. Like for real, that is like it's like fucking just like straight fatty.
Humans, like most mammals, are equipped to digest lactose, the sugar in milk. So as infants, however, I guess that's Again, I don't trust that mode.
What is going on? It's just
I don't know. It's trying to push the AI thing.
Google is trying to make us buy AI.
Use
right
the
now.
robot. Use
It's
the
literally
robot.
trying to make us buy it. But yeah, it's one very interesting thing. I think the physiology of humans in general is very interesting. Because
Well, it's weird because we obviously have to break for us to be as prevalent as we are, we have to break through the omnivorous rules.
Yeah.
Because like berries and meat are great, but like you can't what is there 8.5 billion people, 8 billion,
Yeah.
8.5 people on the planet. Like we are a large or to medium sized animal. Like we're not mice.
Yep.
So to be able to feed and have that much energy, you need to find different ways to like make more dense energy. Like butter. Butter is a great example. Butter is just purely.
I feel like there's a lot of filler foods that we have now. I don't know if that's a good thing necessarily though, because I feel like before you would get like your calories from more it'd be more like rounded calories. Like you get like, for example, like butter is calories, but you're just packing. It's basically just fat calories.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Versus like you eat like a hearty if you like okay. Here's something that's very like just anybody can know this, I guess, but if you have like a salad that's like 400 calories, you can still get more filled off of that salad than something that's like, a cheeseburger that's 400 calories because of just like a salad has less calories, but the calories are more, what is it, like filling or something
or
that?
like I think it just burns better.
Or yeah, they're like more rounded calories because like that cheeseburger, like a lot of calories is coming from like the fat in it, versus
or like the bun,
right,
which is all like wheat. Again,
yeah,
that's
just all carbs.
I think a burger actually might be the perfect example of like, see, that's like dense energy.
Yeah, exactly. That is really dense.
That your body just like it. I mean, obviously can digest it or whatever, but like a salad, I feel like it's just a different, more efficient burn
because everything breaks down in the what is it? Everything breaks down in the ATPs, right?
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure like carbs specifically have to be like converted to like a different type of sugar before they're broken down or something like that. And so like you get like more like that's why carbs are more dense calories. Like you get like you eat the carb and then it breaks down into sugar and then you process it versus like the other thing just like breaks down right away or something like that. Like I think it just burns it right away. I don't understand 100%.
I just know that different foods, especially obviously the more processed it is, it's just your body obviously breaks it down more. It kicks out probably a lot more when it's just, useless. It's hard to digest. Like, it's like comparing a rock to like a leaf. You know what I mean?
True.
It's all going through at the same pace, but it's still being broken down differently.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about one thing that's interesting to me. Let's get into the existence of God.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Would you like to do that
today?
We can.
Yeah, sure.
Let's talk about human physiology.
Yeah, let's do it.
Physiology.
Let's do it.
Okay. We're really going from one hot topic to the next, boys and girls.
I don't know. I'm interested to see where he's going with this. I was not expecting to get into.
So, there's a couple things that I mean, when I went to the school that I went to a Catholic school for a while, and I had to take some philosophy classes. The philosophy classes were not like, okay, I will say I had a woke teacher, so that's probably why mine were not like super, oh my god, we're not like super, like religious only pushy, like only like you need to think like a Catholic type way. But basically, we talked about, the existence of humans in general and our physiology, because our physiology is interesting, it's like so perfect, but it's like so fragile at the same time, the way that it's been put together. Do you think that we were designed in this way, or do you think that we got to evolve this way? Because I believe that we got to like.
I'm more curious. Okay, so
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, you're getting. So you're not ready for this.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay, so let me just say I have I believe in God. I've contemplated.
Wait.
Oh, don't jump
Wait,
on
hang on.
that.
Wait, no. Before you say this, just tell me you don't believe that the Earth is only like 2,000 years old.
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
Because
I'm not crazy.
I went to school with people like that, and like our teacher was like, "You're literally stupid."
Yeah. No.
Like,
That's so. Here's my first. Let me set my base here.
set your base.
I guess I did grow up Catholic, but I wouldn't call myself a Catholic. Just so we all know we're on the same page. But the way I view God's plan, quote unquote,
God's plan.
and before I say, I don't know, I couldn't tell you if God is like a for real guy in the sky or if it's just a force. I think John Green said it best when he said that at some point, whether God exists or not, humans have decided collectively that he exists enough that he does, which I know sounds insane, and I couldn't
Okay, I've got an interesting thing to say about that. Please put a pin in that in case I forget.
Okay. But I think that God's plan, quote unquote, is so massively complex and insane that there's no way for you to. I think science is a way for us to peer into the parts of it.
Okay.
I think that, sure, you can say that everything's so random. There's trillions of atoms that make up smaller things that grow and grow to bigger things, to just larger and larger things, and it's all random or whatever. But in my eyes, that is the complex system of what God is. And no matter how you slice it, I think the whole point is that the universe is God, and God is the universe. You are the universe. You are part of God. You are not God, but at the same time, you are God in a way, experiencing God himself in the universe. If that makes sense.
I feel like we might have the same thought. And I'll explain to you what I think in a second, but what I want to say, or what I want to ask, is so, like, in your opinion then, like, humans being just basically, like becoming a reality, like a tangible thing, is not a purposeful act of God, but because of God's existence in itself, it was willed to happen.
I feel that.
Is that what you think?
I can see that thought process.
Like, not that, like, he, like, purposely was like, oh, I need humans to exist.
I molded them with 2 hands.
But he put all the actions and maybe the circumstances in a way. I don't even want to say he. I want to say, like, it.
I agree.
Because,
I only
say he because it just makes it easier to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it basically just placed the circumstances in a way for life to happen, not created life with those circumstances.
I agree. I don't think that there was a snap and then there were people.
Right.
Or even smaller, there was a snap and there was the first cell.
Yeah.
I think that to bake a cake, you need to turn on the oven first.
Right.
And you can just set the circumstances. Again, it's a plan that I can't comprehend because it's so perfect, and it's amazing that I'm even able to sit here and have this conversation. That's the magnitude of this plan.
Right.
And I don't know if plan's the right word because there's a lot of, obviously, the whole
God's potentiality.
And this is a completely, we'll maybe touch on this if we ever talk about philosophy, if we ever touch on an episode of philosophy or whatever.
Honestly, we're low-key right there.
Yep.
We're there.
Yep. We were on physiology. I want everybody to remember this. But I think that, like, oh no, what was I just saying? It was going to be awesome. Philosophy.
You think that
human. I don't think that we're restricted to a plan. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that we have free will, but also there's a predictability in what we do. So although we have free will, there's still a predictable path that we'll follow. I like to think I'm following a path that I've set for myself.
Okay.
And that it's also a path that's quote unquote destiny.
Okay.
There's a better word for it, I'm sure, but that's what we're going with right now.
Okay.
But I don't think, like, if I wanted to, I could diverge from that. But I'm not going to because I'm not going to, because of who I am. So it's still predictable that I'm heading towards destiny, quote unquote, again. You can't see my air quotes. But at the same time, I have the free will to diverge at any time, which I very well, like I could just start doing heroin and hard drugs and just completely walk off to a different side. And just ignore like my calling, quote unquote, again, whatever that may be. But there's still like because I'm not going to.
Right.
I'm just not going. If
there's a draw that tells you no.
Exactly. And not even that. It's just like you can see that if you've ever met me, I mean, maybe I just like to think this. Who knows? We'll see what the future has in store. But there's just not. It's not in my future. It's not in my will or destiny. But it could be if I willed it to be. Does that make sense?
I feel like people. Okay, and this goes kind of into my explanation of what I think and kind of like what I feel like you think too. Okay. I also think that in general, God is like a force that's like, it's kind of like the universe in itself, right? Mm-hmm. And that like everybody has the innate ability to channel. I don't even like using the word channel because I feel like that makes it sound like magic. But like let's just say like tap into that force or whatever. Like what was interesting when you said like everybody has like that, everybody's like a little god and a little bit of whatever, because like if you think about it, if like everything is supposed to be a reflection of God, then that means that everything would have a little bit of him in it and be able to use that power. And that's why I think that like there's so many, like no matter what religion you look at, there's always like a spiritual leader that seems like more enlightened, and I think it's just because like they're able to like,
it's just, I feel like
they're
it's
able to just like clear their, they're able to just like clear their mind and kind of like tap into like that universal like voice that everybody inherently has. Because like that's why I think that like whether it's like through prayer or manifestation or whatever you think like that, it's basically all the same thing, and that's like a constant creating of like mental power of like, I think it's like people putting like their little godhood into that thing to make it happen.
This has always been like a thought experiment that I've kind of played with. It's probably not original. It definitely isn't. But it's always been like this idea of maybe what God is like its own, it's growing itself, right?
Right.
It's not God yet, but eventually it will be once it has experienced itself infinitely.
Yeah.
And that's what our purpose is to, we are literally to live our lives so that we experience everything as a collective.
You sound like a Buddhist.
Hey, what can I say? I don't know. Yeah, maybe we just, that's the whole point of living. And then I wonder, because this is such a tacky, like shitty explanation, but maybe that's why there's so much wrong in the world.
I mean, okay, this is an interesting thing that you say. Okay, let me run something by you.
Okay.
In Buddhist culture, it's literally thought that the cycle of reincarnation is basically your soul, like it's the same soul but different experiences every single time. But every single time that you're going through an experience, it's like a cleansing of a certain area of your soul. Like maybe like this life you need to learn how to manage like pride or humility or something like that. But the like in their culture, basically, Earth is the hell, and that's why there's so much bad. Is because it's people basically giving into the vices that they're supposed to be fighting to reach enlightenment.
Okay, that's actually, so that's also interesting because there's a different. This might just have been out of Dante's Inferno. It very much might have been.
Okay,
but the idea of hell in Dante's Inferno is that your soul isn't being punished in hell, but it is being purified.
Right. Yeah.
You go through these layers, and it takes years and like millions and millions of years for your soul to like rise to the top, because you go through the Inferno, Purgatory, and then Paradiso, which is paradise, heaven, whatever.
Yeah.
Which is just this ultimate enlightened state. But you have to cleanse yourself.
Right.
You have to cleanse your soul.
And that's like one thing that's very interesting to me. about any culture, honestly, is there's always, and I think that's like, I thought that originally in Christian culture that's what hell was, is you were supposed to go to hell to like redeem yourself of your sins to go to heaven.
Yeah.
I might be imagining that.
Well, so I don't know. I think hell might be. Hell's interesting. I think about hell a lot.
Oh God,
that's freaky, huh?
We're basically in it.
Yeah. Well.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
No, but I mean, I just think it's very interesting that no matter what culture you look at, there's always similar stories.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, like similar stories that are happening across the world from each other, like Christianity, like Buddhism, Hinduism, fucking Judaism. Like, I mean, like some of those are based off the same thing, granted. But you know what I mean? It's like. Yeah. It's not, I don't think it's a coincidence that all these random people in other places are able to harness or, you know, make miracles happen. I think that is just them being in an enlightened state, kind of like you said, and like learning. Maybe, I mean, I don't know what you need to learn to get to that state, because obviously I would be in that state, right?
Yeah.
But like, you know.
And I wonder if what we need to learn is
humility, I guess.
Or maybe it's even, just
because like in all of those cases, it's basically them like giving over their body and mind and like clearing it to the higher power.
That's right. Yeah, and going on that, the higher power is just yourself infinitely.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Right.
You're infinite. Infinite eventually. Maybe. I think. Well. Your matter will never be gone.
No.
So already, that's why I always say, no matter if you're an atheist, what you believe, fucking spaghetti monster, we know that your matter will never disappear. It is infinite already. No matter how far across the sky it's scattered.
And I mean that's why I like believe in reincarnation, because I mean, like, if your soul can't be destroyed, then what's the only logical conclusion?
Yeah, then it comes back.
I mean, unless you reach enlightenment, and then that's the thing, is like, I don't know what necessarily that means. Like, that could be like becoming like a part of the whole again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would that be? Because I mean, I imagine every time you like go back through the cycle, you don't really have a sense of self of your old life.
Well, think about it. Remember, the only time in recorded history, at least according to science, that everything was whole was at the very beginning.
True. So does that mean that everything is going to be whole at the very end only?
And then it cycles again.
Damn.
Basically, I want to talk about tummy aches. What the fuck?
That's crazy. I don't know how we end up here. Anyways, let's get back on track, boys.
Oh my!
I think we're gonna call this one Physiology and Philosophy.
Yeah, I guess so. That was crazy. Yeah. Wait. Physiology. We were talking about people. We were talking about humans. We were talking about God. I guess we could keep going on this vein because we never touch. I wanted to ask, like, why do you think that? Do you think that humans are like the perfect? Like, you think we're built well?
No, not at all, actually. And that's why I don't think that, okay, I don't want to sound mean when I say this, but I don't think that, like, Adam and Eve just were created and just, like, spawned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think that happened.
I always thought Adam and Eve was more like a...
It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing that I don't think people understand, is the Bible is a lot of metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people just like
the
take
further
it as
back
like,
you go, the more and more metaphorical it becomes.
Right.
You've seen motherfuckers living for thousands of years, and then God was like, no more.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, bro, like the beginning of the book is all metaphorical, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Like, when you start there,
Genesis, dude, that's just.
Yeah.
He makes the garden and he fills it with animals. That's just sounds more like it. Just sounds like evolution.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be like discount your story. If that's what you think happened genuinely, then okay, whatever. Or not whatever, but you are welcome to your opinion. I just genuinely think that it is a metaphor, like Placeholder said. But I don't think that we were just like designed the way that we are, because there's so many inherent flaws with the human body. I mean, our intestines are a fucking mess, okay?
My fucking back hurts.
Bro, I mean, our intestines are literally like, what, they're 50 feet long or something like that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can
like,
look it up.
or no, 50 meters long or something like that, right? Like, it's like some crazy number. I mean, we literally had an appendix originally. We don't need that anymore. Why is it there? It's kind of just chilling.
I actually got mine taken out.
Really? You had appendicitis?
I did have appendicitis.
It's literally a ticking time bomb.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think the short intestine's like really long, and then the long intestine's pretty short.
What are the odds? Let's see now. Rectum.
You're looking for like the ileum. It says I can't see because I have my glasses on. But yeah, I mean,
eyes are charging right
basically
now.
the whole way that we're set up, and the way that we're so prone to just getting cancer too. Like, we are literally, like, our cells are literally so bad that when they what are they called? Replicate sometimes, they literally just destroy themselves. Like, come on, bro.
I bet actually I'll get. Yeah, and I think about that a lot too. It's kind of crazy. That are like. It's just our systems are so complex.
Yep.
And to be fair, we're also kind of doing it to ourselves with what we've been doing too.
Everything.
What we put in ourselves and what we put in the outside world, whatever. Yeah, we're just a mess of an animal, because our cells need to have everything perfect every time, and every time it messes something up, like just a little bit of a mutation, that's what a cancer is.
Yo,
Get up there, little man.
Your bro is going crazy.
Yep. He's crazy.
Sorry, if you guys can hear that.
That's my lizard.
That's placeholder's lizard. He's trying to climb onto the light right now.
Yeah. Hey guys, I don't know. Does it make sense that I own a bearded dragon? Because I feel like it does. I feel like that makes perfect sense.
What is the physiology of him wanting to go on that light? Is he just cold, or?
I don't know. I took him out yesterday, and I had him run around. And last night, he just went under there. You see that little crevasse just under?
Okay, yeah.
He just went under there. He passed out. I don't know why.
He just wanted to go under something and just pass out?
He went under there, made himself comfortable, and passed out. I gave him a warm sock because I was scared he was going to get cold.
Man, maybe it's warm under there.
I don't know. He's a fucking... he has thoughts in his brain.
So, wait, will he just, like, die if he gets too cold, or how does that work? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah. Here's your answer, by the way. 9 to 16 feet.
Yeah, I looked it up. It says this says 22 feet.
We'll, let's see. What's the,
That's crazy, though. If you literally... I mean, that's literally, like, 5 people.
Yep, that is...
Inside your body.
A ton
and so...
AI, is that AI Stephen Hawking? That sure is.
Think about this. Every time that you digest something, it has to go through basically, like, 30 feet worth of digestion. And let me say, for me personally, I mean, Ed, this is personal. We get personal on PhD.
See, if you couldn't tell,
I've got IBS. That shit cooks me. So somewhere along the way, something always gets inflamed, and then it's just not a good time for anybody.
I seen him eat a shredded cheese, one little shred, and it killed him.
I literally died.
He died. He came back.
They had to get the defibrillators. I had a little mouth-to-mouth action.
That was unneeded, but it was still fun.
Unneeded. It happened.
Some would say it was unrelated.
Unrelated. It happens. But yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, do you think that that's like a good design? It's not. It's just not.
No.
There's just no way.
Like, look at the outside, right? Look at the exterior compared to the interior. I think humans, maybe that's bias, right? I think, what can I say? Humans look cool. I enjoy looking at those guys.
Humans do look cool.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
Like, besides the inside parts, like, I understand that we have a lot of gutty works going on behind the scenes, all kind of compacted in this one area, which might be detrimental, because, like, one cannonball generally here is over for me. But hey, I can, like, lose a limb, which is fine. Well, I guess it's still a bummer. Anyway, speaking of limbs, I look at my hands a lot. I think hands are cool. These things like grab stuff and they like feel things.
See, and that's another thing. Hands are like a crazy feat of biomechanical engineering.
Yeah, these things are great.
Like, the fact that you can just move... I mean, think about it. There's no other animal that's nearly...
Mm-mm.
I mean, except monkeys. Monkeys are, like, the closest thing.
But even then, did you know that gorillas and chimps do not have as much flexibility in their wrists or their
Really?
knuckles?
For real?
Mm-hmm. We can do things that chimps and gorillas can't do.
So, I mean, even still, we've got that on lock. I mean, like, we can literally... We've got 3 points of flexion on most of our fingers and 2 on our tiny-ass finger. I mean, I don't think there's any other animal that's got anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, we're actually just cooking them.
And not only that is our hands are so cool that even our like legs were like, all right, fuck it. We're just gonna spec into letting you use your hands all the time.
True.
So now we're bipedal.
True.
Which, again, going back into things being bad, our backs, not great.
No.
Standing up all the time, being vertical, isn't easy.
Ooh, I got another thing for you. Our joints are terrible. Humans' joints are so susceptible, literally, to being torn, ripped, broken, anything. I mean, like, literally, our joints are just like... I mean, think about it, though. You've got, like, basically, like, what is a rubber band supporting sometimes, like, 190, 200 pounds worth of weight. You take one step, and it's literally, you're just taking 2 giant pieces of meat and holding it together by a tiny,
thread,
silly band.
Like Spider-Man.
Literally.
With a train.
Oh, bro.
And you know what the worst part is? That's the sucky part of being, like, specking into having these work all the time. Because you lose a leg, or like one of those bands break in your foot, you're not going onto all fours.
Nope.
You're that leg's done. You're not walking anymore.
I mean, honestly, do you think there are people... Sorry, excuse me, that would do walk on all fours? After, like... Or, like...
None that are accepted, to be honest.
That's true, probably.
None that are, like... Because we just don't crawl around. We run. We use our legs. That's what we've evolved to do. We definitely are not. We're not crawling. That's not something we do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think our knees are even necessarily made for crawling because, like, even when you're like riding on them, it's like really, really not that good for it at all.
And I can't think of any other animal that has, like, except for maybe pumas. I think pumas have really long legs, but those are for jumping. Because, like, if you're ever on all fours, like, feet on the ground, like, your ass is hanging in the air. Your whole ass is in the air. And I just don't know if there's any other animal that has that much, like, going on, especially since a lot of animals' heads are fixed to, like, be looking up, quote unquote, you know, compared to us that are looking, like, towards our chest rather than above our chest. So we're just built to be standing up.
Our necks too. That's another thing. Like, there's so much because our brains. We have very big brains.
Our heads are heavy,
and so our heads are so heavy and constantly holding just all this weight on our head or on a tiny ass. Let's be honest, tiny ass boy. It's barely supporting it, and so that's why neck pain. So, oh my god, excuse me. And now I'm burping.
Oh god,
No, I can't speak. Neck pain is so prevalent. I don't know why that was so hard to say.
It was that God talk, dude. He's fighting you.
Oh my god. Guys, I just got struck by lightning.
Yeah, I just saw that, yeah.
I did get struck by lightning.
He, like, floated a hole opened.
If you guys know, I just beat patient 13 in Terminus.
That's crazy.
Crazy call out.
Yeah, that's for all you real ones out there.
That's for the real ones. But no, seriously, it's like, there's so many aspects of the human body where it's like, bro, like, what were we doing here? Like, what were we doing?
Hey, all I'm saying is, can you name any other animal that has a podcast?
That's true. That's true. There isn't any other animal with AI?
That doesn't count. We made AI.
What if the animals learn to use AI?
So I saw this crazy shit and I don't... Okay.
Wait, actually?
Hold on.
Okay. This is a quick sidebar. Placeholder is about to bring up some crazy shit. We're gonna have to insert this into the episode, I think.
So, I watched this woman on YouTube. Her name's Lindsay Nicole. She
Okay,
just brought
Lindsay
up
Nicole,
the
shout
idea
out.
that scientists used AI to talk to whales, and she never elaborated. And I've been trying to understand this.
Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. No, I don't want your.
Yo,
Whoa.
that's a kind of a cool advertisement.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, well, now I want a burger. I guess I've been duped. It is a remarkable encounter off the coast. Alaska human scientists had what they described as a conversation with a humpback whale named Twain. Oh, come on.
Twain is
Twain. Did he name
crazy.
himself Twain? Or was that the conversation?
Fine.
Dr. Brenda McCowan, from the University of California, Davis was at the heart of this unexpected exchange.
Okay.
Whales respond to a human greeting. Using an underwater speaker, the team played a recording humpback contact called into the ocean.
Okay, so wait, I think I understand. They used an AI to translate human speech into a whale call,
Mm-hmm.
and then heard the whale call, and using the same AI model translated back
Into
Human?
human.
I think that's what it's saying. Is that what it's saying?
Generally, I wonder if it's.
Because if that's the case, that's fucking crazy, first off. And B, second off, do you think we could do it easier with dolphins? Because dolphins are, like, I think, way smarter than whales, right?
I'm sure the more complicated the sounds an animal makes, the easier it would be to talk to it.
Right. So, like, that makes me wonder, like, like, how far could you push that? Because, I mean, like, there's some where it's like a cow, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how different is one moo from another moo really gonna be? You know what I mean?
I bet that's how you would be. Oh, that's a scary thought. I bet that's how you. I don't even want to say this out loud. I bet that's how you could measure cognizance and the consciousness.
Do you really think so? Like, by, like, judging how complex AI, like, deems their speech? Because,
More or less. So the AI is more a tool to.
I guess
talk
run
to
the
it,
data. It's run the
but
data that it's...
I think it'd be a measure of how many things can I tell this animal and how many things can this animal tell me.
Right.
Because like I could
guess
I could set up an AI thing to talk to the lizard over there. He's not gonna think anything but bug, light, and chill. But
Right.
a whale, I mean, they have complex families. We know that. They just move. They're social. They're different.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, even a cow, for example, I mean, I imagine that even different inflections of the moo is, like, means different things, like, probably, like, food, hungry, like, need to mate, or
Right,
something
rage.
like that. Rage against the machine.
Mm-hmm. That machine being the milking machine.
The milking machine.
We're back on milk. It all comes full circle. I don't know, and I don't want to think. That's a horrifying thought, and I'm scared to live in the real world.
Because in that case, bro, dolphins... We could probably have a whole ass conversation with dolphins, bro.
What do you think those assholes have to say?
Bro, dolphins are kind of dickheads, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they literally, like, will just torture animals, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just for fun.
Yeah, they're evil. They're mean. But, I mean, who knows, Pete? What if they organize and they're like, yeah, we're going to sink all your boats? Or maybe they're not even aware. I don't know. I don't know how smart these animals are.
Crazy. Because, I mean, if all the animals on Earth... I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a movie about this. If all the animals on Earth decided to rage against humans, what would we be able to do to stop it? I mean, there is a movie about this. God, what is it called?
Planet of the Apes, there's one.
No, it's not that one. It's like it's like a virus infects, like, every animal on Earth.
Oh.
And so, like, literally, like, birds start dive bombing people, like, trying to, like, basically like, punch themselves, like, through their chests and stuff.
This is going to be a fun conversation. Does that include bugs? Did it include bugs?
Ooh.
Because I think everything that's not bugs.
I feel like no. I feel like bugs have to be its own separate thing, because if that was the case, that would be overpowered. I think it has to be either all animals or all bugs. I can't be both.
Because if it was both, I feel like it's.
I mean, there's literally no shot.
Yeah.
There's actually
there are bugs that one shot armies, like 50 people.
Yeah, there's literally a webtoon. I can't remember. I think it's called Hive. About, like, basically, like, that basically happens where all the bugs, like, become, like, super sentient and then they start like growing like really big and shit like that, and they like start taking over because obviously there's like, I mean, it's like there's what 8.5 billion humans, but there's like 8.5 trillion bugs and shit. Or, I mean, I don't know if that's the exact number, but I know it's like an insane amount of like. They probably can't even count it. I mean,
10 quintillion. 10 quintillion bugs.
So
10 quintillion bugs.
I was off by a little bit. So imagine. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Because yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you can squash an ant, bro. But like,
you're not.
Imagine if a fucking entire
like
colony.
See, imagine like a tank versus like obviously a tank versus one beetle.
Right.
No brainer, but imagine a swarm of bugs devouring or crawling into a tank.
Mantises or like shit like that. Bro.
Or like insects that are poisonous, like super poisonous insects or spiders. No, I think it's over.
I honestly feel like animals would be way easier to deal with than bugs because animals too are a lot bigger and more predictable. And because I feel like the problem with the bugs is there's not really like a good way to even like combat them because you can't really shoot them.
Well, yeah, because like it doesn't matter.
It's just gonna it's just gonna kind of like go through
the swarm.
The swarm. It's not gonna do shit. But like like if a swarm of eagles came at you and you loaded and you start shooting at them you know you're gonna hit them
unless the animals like were coordinated. I feel like they could do it, but I think if animals just went feral and just started attacking people, it'd probably be easy.
Yeah, no, I think that would be easy. I mean, how many animals are there? Look up that.
Ooh. Other than
look, there's 8.5 billion humans. See how many other animals. Because if we only got to take like 3 each.
20 billion. That's what?
So 20 trillion?
Yes, that's the one I want to know, that one. So I do know that a fourth of all mammals is bats. So
a fourth of all mammals is bats?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
For real. A fourth of all mammals is bats.
What? That's crazy. So what are the percentages of other mammals? Because there's platypuses. I didn't know bats were mammals, actually.
Yeah,
I guess they are.
They're flying rats. So I'm sure another chunk of that is probably
platypi
or like platypi.
They're mammals.
They're mammals, but I don't think a big chunk of.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I'll say. I think I've seen more bats than platypi. Probably. I think I've seen more dogs than platypi.
Where are platypus naturally at?
I don't know. I think
Okay, what other mammals too? While we're talking about that,
so I assume there's definitely a lot of rodents, and that's a lot more. Hold on, before
rodents
we look at
are mammals.
Yes, and
so like possums.
Yeah, possums are marsupials, which are mammals.
I mean, that doesn't really matter. How many animals were there? Did it say?
Oh man, I'm on like 5 different Google searches. Let's see. I think there's 1.2 million of those species are animals. Blah 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 blah. Over 18 billion other than human. At least we humans do outnumber cattle 1.4 billion and sheep 1.1.
So there's 18 billion other animals.
Those numbers pile in. Okay, that's ants. 10. Sorry. Go ahead.
If there's only 16 billion other animals, that's like 2 a person.
So 20 billion is a huge number because that's bigger than 10,000 trillion.
What does 20 billion mean?
It's gonna end up being, it's basically a number that we don't have, I think, because it's 20 billion times 20 billion. Which is
what
I think I might be.
That's what that means.
I think I'm doing 20 billion. Let's look it up. Goddamn. 20 billion. 20 quadrillion. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Quintillion. 20
Oh,
quintillion.
wait, there's more animals than bugs? That doesn't track.
I think that this was including bug. I don't even know how I would.
Oh, bro.
God damn it! Give me a minute.
Either way, we are fucking cooked. Okay,
So and going back to the mammal thing. I mean,
what other mammals are there? So there's rodents.
I mean, cats are mammals, dogs are mammals, cows are mammals, sheep are mammals. A lot of animals are mammals.
Mammal.
Aminal.
Platypuses.
Those are mammals.
They are very weirdly engineered.
Yes.
Like they got a poisonous tail, and I'm pretty sure they can poison themselves with it.
Dumbass. Yeah.
They're ugly as sin.
Ugly as sin. That's so mean.
Like Perry the platypus looks so cute, and then you look up an actual platypus, and you're like, bro,
this guy is kind of fucking ugly.
Bro, yeah. And no, look up images of actual ones, because that's like a fake picture one.
Oh,
they're kind of cute when they're
fucking
babies.
Idiot. Oh, whoa.
But yeah, they got like poisonous ass tails.
It's a real animal.
Yeah, they're really weird, actually. They literally are like a weird amalgamation of like ducks and like otters.
Yeah, that is
and
weird.
Like some other thing.
They got beaver tails. It's not. I know it's not a rodent.
No, it's a mammal.
Well, rodents are mammals. Oh god. Okay, so mammals are like the actually
the Phantom of the Opera.
That's right, the Phantom of the Opera. What was I going to look up? I'm about to actually give you a lesson here in animal physiology or classification. Okay.
Well, we are talking about physiology today, so.
Classification. Okay, let's see if I am able to regurgitate this well enough. Okay, so basically, this does not help. So basically, there is a large pyramid from domain, which is broad, very broad, to species, which is a single species, like Homo sapiens sapien, which is us, which is a single species.
Okay.
But broadly, in domains, we are, you can just go down. So this is one of a fox, right? The domains are animals, plants. Nope, that's not true. Okay.
Crustaceans.
That's true. Ah, god damn it.
Actually.
Okay. I'm trying to remember exactly because domains are so broad. I think that's everything that's alive. That's every thing that has cells.
Yeah.
So everything that's living, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh. Is it everything that's not a
single-celled organism?
It might be everything that's not single-celled organism.
I'm pretty sure it's yeah.
So that's the very, very broad, and I guess that means that those other domains don't get off topic. But then you go to animals, right, which is everything that's not a plant, a fungus, a bacteria, whatever. And then you go down whatever. What is this? This is everything that's a vertebrae, so everything that has a spine. That's not a bug. That's not a crustacean. That's not an octopus.
Yep.
Anything that has a spine, that's our next layer here. And obviously, different phylums. Those are all in different phylums. Actually, this doesn't matter. But we'll stop it. We'll go down again, right? That's where we get to mammals. Everything broadly under there. You got your monkeys, whales, rhinoceros, naked mole rats.
Literally everything.
Yeah. Yep. All the things with hair that produce milk and give live birth, except for echidnas and mammals, but we're not, and echidnas and platypi, but we're not talking about them. Next, we have order. Anything that eats meat, primarily cats, dogs, bears. They also have their own names. We're moving on. We're moving on. Next, we have everything that's bear-like, or dog-ish. So wolves, we got bears again, we got foxes, we got sea lions, whatever. Next we have your Ursus, which is bears, generally bears. Anything that's bear-like.
Yo, so the Pokemon Ursus is literally just means
bear.
That's crazy.
And then Ursus americanus, I'm pretty sure that's a polar bear.
That's crazy that they did that.
Yeah, Pokemon, they might have fallen off a little bit, but that's neither here nor there.
It's just the bear, bro.
I'm pretty sure that's... Okay, nope, that's a American black bear. I guess that would make sense. Ursus americanus. But yeah, that's basically the rundown. And mammals all live up here. And the other classes within this region is birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish.
Interesting. Shellfish.
Shellfish. They're out of this world because they don't have a vertebrae.
True. Party like an Egyptian.
Dude, I think this video is killing you.
Bro, I'm really tired. I don't know what happened to me, but I have lost all my energy after we talked about God.
Honestly, I feel this has been the most all over the place and yet most in depth in all regions that we've touched except for tummy aches. Let's see. Honestly, you want to leave this one here? Yeah. You think? I feel like this has been a roller coaster.
It's been a roller coaster of emotions, a roller coaster of thought. I did develop a tummy ache during this episode.
Hey, let's go.
I think I'm hungry.
I
think I'm losing all my energy. I played pickleball before this. I haven't replenished.
I feel great. I went for a little run. So I did not go quite for pickleball, but I went for a little.
I'm so tired. I'm cooked, guys. I'm cooked. That's the physiology of today and the philosophy of today. We went into both. We weren't planning on both.
We'll come back to these. I'm sure. The odds are we're still in the early stages. We are yet to
honestly bundling physiology and philosophy together because it's like the two. One causes a tummy ache.
How about we call this? How about spiritual physiology?
Yes, I like that. I like that. I like that. If you guys like that, if you made it to the end of the episode, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Share our posts.
Go check go check out our channels.
Go exactly. Go watch our channels. Go watch placeholders. Go check out mine.
Go watch DK on
Go take our quiz.
And
we'll see you.
Do your homework. And don't think this is a pass. You may be getting out early today, but this is not a normality.
We're bringing it.
He's got a paddle. He's got a paddle and he's crazy.
Better watch out.
There's still a hole in my ceiling from the God thing, too.
Watch out.
That was real. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. And you got anything else you want to say?
Goodbye, everyone. Don't forget. Bye.
Okay. Adios.